Hi, I'm Aaron Garcia. Welcome to episode 2 of Conversations with Aaron, a show where I interview local artists, garner a few recommendations from them, and highlight their work. Today's guest will be Michael.
Hey.
You doing all right?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much for asking. But yeah, what have you been up to, Michael Quincy? Quincy, what have you been up to lately?
I've been acting, still massaging.
Nice.
Planning on moving back to LA soon.
Okay, good.
Definitely want to do that.
You just broke the hearts of all of our people. Like, well, he's not in Texas anymore, yo.
I know.
Okay, that's groovy. Well, so we'll get to acting, but I'm curious about your massage. You're a massage therapist. Tell the audience that you're a massage therapist. The great one, I hear. So
Yes, I've massaged a few of the actors I've acted with.
Nice.
And I've been doing it 7 years. Went to school in Vegas. And it's something. It's been a wild journey. I am now in a position where I want to kind of rebrand myself. Mm-hmm. I see myself as a healer since I've been meditating, going on like this spiritual journey and everything. And it's wild how much energy and aura that we have within ourselves. And
Yeah.
with massages, I feel that within the person, like they can come in with a headache, they can come in mad, sad, happy, and during a massage, that energy is transferred. And then if I don't ground myself or know that energy is within me and put it back into the earth, I can have the headache.
Yeah.
That happened once.
Oh no.
Where they had the headache, they left happy, and then I had the headache. I was like, oh no, I don't like this.
Oh, no.
So I had to, figure out that stuff.
So that's great. So with regards to like aura, because I've definitely heard of that, and like, is that something that you're taught like when you're like going to massage school, or is that something that like
Energy?
Energy and all that, or is that something that you sort of as a healer or just therapist yourself, you sort of
I
got on along
think
the way?
just with life, it came to me, but it is something we did not know in school, which it should be taught in school because of how much it's needed and needs to be known,
Yeah, definitely.
But now, like I said, I've been learning more about it and even finding out my own. I even got a Reiki massage where she balanced my chakras and I felt light as a cloud after. Like it was just, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to go outside. I'm like, somebody's going to trigger me.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Well, that's brilliant.
Great.
Well,
And
it's
it's
no, go ahead. Yeah.
a necessity. It is not a luxury. Always get a massage, chiropractor, go to the doctor, self-care, and make sure you're in good health.
Ooh, I need to ask,
Yeah.
because I forgot. What's the order you should do it in? Like chiropractor, then massage, or massage, then chiropractor?
They work hand in hand, and I would say maybe massage first because it loosens up the muscles. So that way, when you go to the chiropractor, your muscles are already loose, so those bones can move and be able to have that range of motion easier.
Yeah.
Rather than having a tense muscle around the bone and it can barely move.
Yeah, and how can people, it's funny, you came here for acting, but it's like, I kind of want to just talk about massaging now, but how can people reach you? Like if they would like a...
I have an Instagram, and for other people, I have, my ad, or I have an ad on some websites.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Awesome, I'm glad to hear that. And last question, I promise, about massages. What's your, like, do you just do like 30 minutes to an hour and a half, 2 hours, or what's your...
So,
Oh no, you smiled. This can't be good. You're like, funny story.
So it's like I've been doing it 7 years, and when I first moved here, I was doing massages out call in call until 12 o'clock at night, and I would do 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and 2 hours. I am now, since I'm older, I stop at 8. I only do 90 minutes. You have to tell me in advance.
Okay.
And 30 minutes, of course, I won't do out call with 30 minutes, but 30 minutes, 60, and 90.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I start at 11 a.m. I do not get up at 8 anymore.
Yeah, well, you heard him, folks. Be sure to hit up Michael. You're feeling a little tense. Work isn't the best. Hit up Michael. He'll take all your problems away, and he'll take them on, and like a hunchback or whatever.
Yes. One last thing. Deep tissue is it's a quick fix. A lot of people go, I want some work done. I need to feel the muscles and no pain, no gain. That's not how it works. Our bodies are delicate, and if you can't relax your mind, you can't relax your body, and then you're going to get that deep tissue massage. You're going to go back out, and someone's going to cut you off, and now you're triggered, and now you're mad, and now that muscle is back tense. And But if you get to relax that mind and not be able to let life, you know, mess up your muscles again, because, you know, we think the things we think and the things we feel, you know, it interacts with our body.
Yeah.
A lot of it can, you know, manipulate what we do or our muscles. So it's very important to, you know, relax that mind, find clarity, find inner peace, and just, you know, help yourself. And
no, that's great. And working with clients, we're just gonna keep talking about massage for a little bit. Y'all hope y'all don't mind. When it comes to clients, like how do you get them to like go to that stage of being relaxed and whatnot? Because obviously, you know, you're sort of a director. You're in charge of like their experience. It's not just the massage. You're in charge of, you know, creating a calm atmosphere where they can relax. Because again, I've gotten massages where I'm like really tense and they're like, just relax. I'm like, I can't. I'm uncomfortable. Like, oh, like, so how do you do that and whatnot? And I mean, yeah, how do you do that?
So as of late, I've been studying more on meditation and practicing meditation more. And I've realized how I'm a great therapist, great massage therapist. I used to, you know, I've been wanting to do it since I was young, so I know what I'm doing. And I get a lot of massages and they have 10 years experience and it's terrible. So I'm mentally not relaxed because I'm sitting there like, why are you not doing this? Why are you not
Ooh, so when
doing
you're getting
this?
massages, it's like,
like, so I myself can't even relax on the table sometimes. And my body's relaxed, but my mind is not.
Yeah.
So it's it's both, like you have to relax both. So with meditation, I've been incorporating that into the massages and, you know, breathing techniques. I'll tell them, hey, or not, I won't say hey, but I'll say throughout the massage, we're gonna focus on your breath. Remember that massage is healthy.
Good. And
how, you know, there's physical sensations when you breathe, feel it through your nose. When you breathe in, think in. When you breathe out, think out. And then some clients, if they're still not relaxed, I'll say breath focus. Breath focus. Like if I feel the energy that their mind is racing, I'll say breath focus so they can go back to their breath and calm that mind and relax their body again. Great. And then I'll even go further. I'll say, let's count your exhales. You say it in your head, I'll say it out loud. I'll say 1, you know, they'll be breathing. Ooh, 2.
Yeah, that's making me comfortable. I'm like, oh, yo.
So yeah, I've been practicing it and seeing a major difference already, and I'm barely doing it now. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Like generally, you know, I mean, generally pretty successful with clients. It's never like you can reach somebody and make them nervous. It's like, oh man, like they're just tense. Like, you know, like you're usually able to reach them and get it all good.
Yeah, the very first person I tried it on, like I was on their arm and they were like this. I said, breath focus. And their arm literally just went limp. I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be stiff and helping me. Like, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to imagine yourself in the pool, floating, dead body or a light cloud. That's how you're supposed to be on the table.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But it's also with trust, too. Like, you have to care for the client, but they also have to trust you, too. So
yeah, I mean, because it's a very intimate space for you know, an extended amount of time or whatever. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
Well, great. Okay, that's awesome, and love to talk about this more, but talk about some acting also, because I mean, it does sort of tie in slightly. But you know, you're so knowledgeable about, you know, massaging and whatnot and aura. So where does acting come? Like how like where did that sort of come from?
It was all just something I felt since younger. You know, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I'm allergic to cats. Don't want to see hurt animals. So I was like, yeah, we're going to put that to the side.
I'm allergic to Yoshi. She's like, oh.
But then someone said you can massage animals. I was like, okay. So went to school for that, and that's what got my massage. But even within that, acting was something. But it never fully tied in, per se. But once I moved to Texas, that's when I started my acting career.
Okay.
So yeah, it helps a lot with how I'm a people person and knowing energy and just being able to see and feel people's auras and knowing what they need or something, even though I'm not massaging them. Yeah. It helps.
Yeah, and I think that's great. Again, you being like a people person, whatnot. It's because that's the great thing about acting. And I mean, I think really with any other career, you know, it's about what makes you unique or whatever. You're a massage therapist and whatnot. Not a lot of people on set are that, but you are, and so you can bring a lot to the table and whatnot. I think that's huge benefit, so that's amazing. And so as far as career, you know, acting, massage, kind of concurrently, what's the...
It's both. I wanted to stop massaging. Of course, I wasn't going to fully stop. I know, like, that's where the money is. No matter where I go, I can do it. But now, as stated, I feel like I'm going to become a healer doing this and with the meditation and everything. And I for sure want to massage celebrities.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So it's going to stick around. But acting is the passion. That's my destiny. I see myself going skyrocket, going off, and
heck yeah, I see that too. But I'm glad you're passionate about both and whatnot. So that's good. You can never have enough passions. That's good. And acting. So did you start as a kid? You just sort of always liked acting, or was it something you wanted to develop as a hobby? Like, hey, that'd be fun. Let me give the old acting a try.
It's literally just something I thought in my head. I never did it. I never thought of seeing myself doing it. It's just, oh, I'm gonna be an actor. Yeah. But and that's why I said, like, now moving to Texas is when I started it. I think my elementary school had a drama class, but I don't remember doing anything in that. I just remember playing the flute and being a dancer.
Yeah, I think everybody has memories of elementary school. Like, I don't remember. I just remember playing like a flute or a recorder or something like that. So like that's all everybody remembers about.
That and tetherball and the school fairs with the books. I miss those. But other than that, it was like,
I have like a $20 bill, Captain Underpants, goosebumps.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, with acting, how's that been for you? Like, was it an easy transition going to like, okay, I'm gonna get the script, memorize the lines, be in front of a camera? Was it easy for you? Did it come naturally? Did it take some, trial and error?
It was definitely trial and error, but I know for a fact, like I said, it's me knowing that's what I wanted to do since young, that it would be natural to me, just like massage was. So.
Okay, great. So tell us about some of your acting experiences. All perfect, 10 out of 10, great, amazing. Like,
yeah, I was just on a recent one. Saint Cathedral Church is the name, and it's a show about some kids in school, and the setting of it, kind of think of like The Office meets High School Musical. And
that's quite the combination.
You're right.
My goodness.
So with that one, I tried out on backstage just to be an extra. And so they had an audition that day, and I was like, oh, do I need to come? But I took Lyft, and I was on the way there, and they messaged back, oh, you don't need to come since you're just going to be an extra. I was like, oh, okay. But already on the way there, I'm like, I'm still going to go in. I'm going to see if they want to see me. And I had called an actor friend that went to KD. He was like, yeah, still go, but go later in the day. Go like when it's about to be over. So that's what I did, and they still saw me, and that's how I got the role.
So you weren't just an extra, you got an actual.
I got an actual speaking role, yeah.
Congrats, that's awesome.
They said the character I'm playing is Bobby, and he has a girlfriend named Angie, and he's just overly dramatic in love with her, but he's very flamboyant. And so there was a scene where we were doing a confessional, and I have to say star to her, but I have to do like some amazing, like overdramatic flourish. And so I said the lines, and then I like tumbled and rolled on the ground, and I landed at her legs and said star. And that's what got me the role. So that was very fun. That's
great. So that was in the audition?
That was in the audition, yes.
Great. And how do you feel about auditioning? Are you good with it? Like, have you done it a lot?
I've done maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, okay.
That one I know for a fact that it was an audition, but overall I don't remember too many others.
Nice. Do you like auditioning, or is it something you're like, man, like why do I have to do this?
Yeah, it's kind of like not that I don't care for it. I'm just like, put me in front of a camera, give me the script, and I'm gonna go. Yeah. But like I said, it's with that feedback as well. Even as a great actor, I'm pretty sure people still get, feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, just put me in front of the camera. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm going to say, because here's the script. Yeah. Just say if there needs to be anything that needs to be fixed or changed. And if not, then we're done. Yeah, So.
Got you. And how, again, with your craft and whatnot, do you have like a set way of like learning your lines, or like blocking? Is there something that you focus on yourself? Because I assume you don't have an acting coach, right?
No.
So it's just all you, right?
Just all me, yeah.
So tell me about your technique and whatnot. I do the Stanislavski mess. Like, what's your sort of technique?
It just comes to me when I let my, not that I just started meditating, but I just let it all just naturally come to me with the wisdom of the universe just telling me what to do.
Okay.
Like, because even with like I said, the flourish that I did on the ground, like, I just sat there. I was like, what should I do?
And that
it
came
came
to
to
you.
me, and I did it. Not even knowing what I was doing, because they said we didn't know where you were going. I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
But that's where I landed, and look, it got me a role. So,
Yep. Hey.
okay.
That's great. And how is it seeing yourself like on camera? Because you've only done film acting, I assume theater acting.
No.
Okay, great. How is that seeing yourself on a screen? Like, do you like it, or do you just are you like Johnny Depp? Like, I just don't watch myself
I do
at all.
not want to see myself, but with certain things and certain shows, I'll watch. Even like watching myself here, it's like it's okay to see myself.
Yeah.
It's the voice.
The voice.
Hearing myself,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I feel that.
I don't want to hear myself.
This show, when I hear, I'm like, that's how I sound. Why didn't anybody tell me? Like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's great. And so I want to ask, with regards to acting and sort of, about like indie filmmaking, right? Like, because you've been on like indie sets, I assume, like low budget sets. How is that working with, sets that are like productions that are very low budget? Sometimes you don't get paid. Sometimes like you're working grueling hours. Like how have your experiences been like that?
So with it, since I did American Underdog as an background extra football player.
Oh yeah, let's give some context to that. So the Kurt Warner story, American
Yes.
Underdog. You were a Rams player, right? You were
Yes.
like an extra.
was-
That's pretty cool.
Not Rams, because they were the blue and yellow, right?
Yeah, Rams. Yeah.
I was the white and purple. So I think Oakland or
Vikings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was a Viking.
Oh, I'm kidding. That's all. No, that's really great.
So being on stage, it was even at the Star, where they practiced, the
The Frisco.
Cowboys. Yeah, it was up there, and it was nice. But of course, it wasn't a lot of interaction with director and extras and things like that. It was a nice area. It was nice seeing the celebrities. Not Kurt Warner.
Oh,
Zachary Levi
yeah,
and
yeah.
Anna
Chuck.
Paquin.
Yeah, he
it
played
was
Chuck,
good
yeah.
seeing them, but it's like even then they're actors. You can't do too much. But being on set with you, it was like I'm talking to everybody. I'm getting to know people.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying everyone's company.
Because it wasn't like professional. Everybody was sort of on the same tier, same level. So everybody was sort of.
no one was
together.
above the other. It was like, oh yeah, like with the Kurt Warner, everyone was like, oh my God, there he goes. It was like, yeah, but he's just a human.
Yeah, yeah.
They are famous. They have their, their status, but it's like they're just another human. And it's like I want to interact with them, but it would come off as I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm just a human wanting to interact with another human.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But it's that setting that kind of messes those things up. And with the recent one on Saturday, I was with, everyone was so nice and enjoying each other's company. But it's like, okay, now everyone's
And this
gone.
was the cathedral.
The cathedral, and everyone, it's like no one's talking anymore, or no one, collected numbers or anything. So it's like you're never going to see them again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it wants to be a recurring show, but with other things, it's like you'll never probably see that actor again.
Oh, man.
And it sucks. It's like, well, we had such a good time.
Yeah, like acting, just sort of like it's about the friends we make along the way
Yes.
too. It's about experience. I think that's really important. Yeah. So some context, obviously. Audience at home, we Michael and I met. 2:32 a.m. was the first little short film we did, and then I cast him again. How you can't meet Michael and not want to cast him in every single thing. I mean, then we worked on Cast Party, which is what we did, where everybody got along really well. And yeah, so let's talk more about the sets and whatnot, the other ones you've been on. How is it working like long hours and whatnot? And what's the longest you've ever been on set before?
There was one film.
And if you're not, we can always bleep it out.
That one, it was, so I went on set 12 o'clock Saturday. I had to be to work.
12 o'clock noon?
Noon, yes, 12 o'clock noon on Saturday. I had to be to work Sunday, 10 a.m. I didn't get home until 8 a.m.
Wait, let me do the math. What is that? 20 hours? 20?
Just about.
Oh my goodness.
And it was somewhere far east. Very far east.
But were you paid for this? Were you paid at all? Oh, you're like, what do you think?
No, mind you, I didn't do any of the roles I practiced for.
Ooh.
So I practiced for like 3 different roles. I was going to be in 3 different shots, and everything I did was something that was given to me day of.
Dang.
Yeah.
20 hours. That is ridiculous.
And kids were there that stuck even, and kids aren't.
Kids, yeah.
They are not supposed to be there that long, and they were there that long. It was a mess. They only had one camera, too.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah, we're definitely going to bleep out this name for legality. I was a part of beep. So, no, it's all good. Well, that is something that's true about indie film. That's something why I sympathize with actors, up and coming, because you don't they don't have a reel, they don't have footage, they don't really have a resume, so and sometimes they take what they're, and auditioning is like a grueling process, so they take what they're given, and sometimes it's these really grueling roles and whatnot, and that's why, again, I sympathize with actors, and that's why I sort of, I come around like, when people are like, oh, you're an actor, like, and people kind of judge it. It's like, no, there's a lot of hard work you have to do, not just getting a role, but the sort of sometimes you're not paid, sometimes there's not food on, and sometimes you have to do all this, and sometimes you have to work 20 hours. That's crazy, and I mean,
yeah, in something I was recently in, I won't say.
Yeah. We'll just go beep.
The actors had to kiss, and I asked after. I was like, "Oh, are you guys a couple?" And they were like, "Oh no." I was like, "You
asked if they were uncomfortable."
They were a couple.
Oh, a couple. Oh.
Yes, and they weren't. I'm just like, sheesh. The way they had to kiss was like they were, and I'm like, oh, so actors really do go through, some. Not if that was a tough time, but it was just what actors go through is a lot.
Yeah, it is, and again, it's all because you're chasing that dream and whatnot. And
yes, and it's greatness comes from it. So it's it's fine. It's work that makes you happy. Do it.
Exactly. And how do you get most of your roles? Backstage?
Backstage,
or do you sort of...
yeah. That's honestly
good. You have some headshots and whatnot, you updated? The picture that, I feel like you have the same picture from when I met you. I was like, dang, he's from 2018, 2019.
I do need some new headshots. I have some, but it's full body and no makeup, so it's eh.
Okay.
But I definitely want some new ones soon. Great. Especially with my hair changing and everything.
Got you. And so you have experience. You're an actor now, so so are you at the point where you kind of expect more, that you or you're sort of not just gonna take any role? Do you look for certain things now? Okay, I've been in a few things, so I'm not just gonna take this extra role in the student film. Blah blah. Are you a little more picky, slightly?
Picky, I'm okay with extras, but a lot of the films I saw on Backstage dealt with, I don't know if I could say it, but it was a lot with abuse. And one of them was sex trafficking, but it was with kids. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. Yeah. I want to work with kids. I love kids. They bring joy more than adults, but I don't know if I could cuss a kid out. And
man, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was like, I'll pass. And then there were some others that were very stereotypical. And it's okay, that's experience, but that's not my forte.
Yeah.
I don't want to live, even though that's not me living that lifestyle. It's I don't want to feel that.
Yeah. So there are limits, because you said when you flourish and you're there's some things you're willing to do, but when it comes to actual interaction or the type of characters you play, there is a limit. You're not just going to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And what sort of what roles do you think you excel at? Again, Eugene, which we'll see a clip here in a little bit of your performance. I think you did amazing. But what are some roles that the human trafficking one, obviously, that repelled you. But what are some things that you gravitate towards? Do you like talkier roles? Do you what do you like?
With life, I feel like horror, 232,
shout out,
would be my main goal, because I just love, the ambiance of scare and horror. And I know for a fact I'd be a great character to be running away from a monster or screaming.
I don't doubt that. I believe it. Yeah.
Action, probably not a lot of talking, but I'm okay with talking.
Yeah.
But I see myself probably doing a lot of action or movement movies or things like that. Yeah.
I like that, big sort of blockbusters, entertainment.
Entertainment. Yeah.
We'll find you more in a blockbuster or a fun entertaining film, as opposed to a black and white talking drama or whatever. Yeah.
I miss Blockbuster, by the way.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. But cool. And so, who are some of your favorite actors? Some of your favorite films and whatnot? Is there anybody that you sort of look to and aspire to be that is the sort of actor I want to be?
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, nice. What's your favorite performance of hers?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, the TV
The TV show, yes, nice. One of my favorites. It's so dramatic. It's so over the top, and it's so draining to your energy, but it's so addictive.
Yeah, nice.
She's such a great actress in it, and I love that she just released a new book. And it was an interview she did with Oprah, and she was talking about how to get away with murder. How the way she depicted herself within that, she didn't want it to just be a character. Like, she wanted people watching to actually see the actor, not just the character, but the character, the actor, and everything that comes with that.
Ooh, okay. Because she has a great presence, and that's something that a lot of people sort of like. It's like, you like sometimes people like not necessarily their performance, but just what they bring to the screen and whatnot. And she's like so powerful, just like her face and everything. Like, she just exudes like power. Like, if I go, I'm like, oh, I need to sit up straight. Like, I need to
like, oh, Viola. Okay, hold on, you guys.
Nice.
She's coming.
Cool. So Viola Davis is a great one.
Charlize Theron, I think, just because, just like Johnny Depp, the range that she goes. He's one to love him in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
I would say those would be like my top three.
Okay, so Viola Davis, Charlize Theron, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, that's great. And hey, soon enough, people are like, I'm gonna have a guess. Like, who's your favorite actor? Oh, Michael Quincy. He recently won an Oscar. Like, yo, I had him as a guest. I'm gonna be like bald and everything. Oh, I never got. Well, that's really great. And favorite movies, anything like that? You said horror. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Shoot.
That laugh makes me nervous.
2 would probably be one of my favorite, like,
that's a great
classic, comfort movies. Since I can watch it, I'm not scared. Silent Hill.
Very underrated movie. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
Silent Hill. Those two.
Yeah, I know it's a hard question. I was like, what's your favorite film? Like 80 cameras on you.
Right, yeah.
That's great.
What about yours? Do you have any favorite?
Toy Story. Toy Story is my favorite film.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
My boy Buzz.
What do you think about Buzz coming out?
Buzz, it's like, I'm not excited.
Not excited?
I mean, I'll watch it, but it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
But then again, I wasn't too excited for Part 4, Toy Story 4, but I love Part 4. I know it's kind of unpopular, I guess, but I don't care. But well, Michael, I think I already knew you pretty well, but it's great just talking to you, getting to know you even more. The audience, without a doubt, will feel a lot closer to you. I'm glad. Thank you so much for that. And I think now we're gonna recommend some stuff to the audience. Are you excited for that?
I am.
All right, bro. Let's get out our awesome pieces of paper.
Handy dandy notebook.
Heck yeah. It like falls really bad. All right, let me pick some more. Oh, okay, that's amazing. Alrighty. Hello, audience of Aaron. Hello, audience of Conversations with Aaron. Michael and I are now going to recommend 6 things to y'all. Today I have 6 songs, just like the last episode. I promise the next one I'll diversify it a bit. It's like, man, he's just recommending these bougie songs. But all right, perfect. So we'll go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and then we'll be over with. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. So the first song I want to recommend, I'm actually going to cheat out a little bit because I recommended the song on the sort of pilot episode of Conversations with Aaron, but just, I love the song, so I want to make sure it's there again, and I'll suggest a second song too. But there are 2 songs by Always, Ones Who Love You and Party Police. Ones Who Love You is definitely like top 3 favorite songs of all time. Party Police, I think, just has a great melody. Always is one of my favorite bands, just everything about them, the music they create and how they sound, just the instrumentation, everything. Molly, the vocalist, is just perfection or whatever. And just check these songs out if you're, you just feel like, if you're taking a long drive and you feel like thinking you're in a music video by like leaning against the window, check these songs out. You won't regret it. Bam.
My first song is Aaliyah, I Care For You. But instead of singing it to someone, sing it to yourself. We change the lyrics and sing the song to yourself.
Nice.
Because you care for yourself, do you not?
Do you? And the audience is like, do I? And they jump out a window. Like, awesome. I love Aaliyah. R.I.P. Great artist. Great. All right, well, thank you so much for that. The second thing I want to recommend, again, I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit because I recommended one of these songs, on the pilot episode. I'm going to recommend that same song, but then another one by the same artist. So, Breakdown by Guns N' Roses and Locomotive by Guns N' Roses. everybody, you know, when you hear Guns N' Roses, everybody always knows like "Welcome to the Jungle," "Sweet Child of Mine," "Paradise City." That's sort of Holy Trinity, as I like to call it. But their catalog is so dense, their discography is amazing, and these two songs I think are, first off, they're pretty heavy, especially "Locomotive." It's amazing, and Axl Rose is personally one of my favorite lyricists, and I think both of these songs are really exemplify that. Like, yo, say what you will about him, but this dude can like write some amazing lyrics that are very like poignant and thought provoking. Personally, check those songs out. Hope you enjoy them.
Funny when you say "Sweet Child of Mine," how everyone knows that one. I think the new Thor trailer, or there's a new trailer, it has that song in it. It's like, come on, you guys, there's so many songs out there.
Just break down the Locomotive.
My second song is "Dark Times" by The Weeknd. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so he has a line in there I probably can't even remember right now, but it is saying that the mother was there for him during his dark times, and it's like a lot of us, we have our tough times with our mothers, but they are there for us.
They're our mothers.
We came into this world not sheltered, no clothes, no nothing, but their kindness, their love, their protection is what has us here today.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's The Weeknd, you said?
The Weeknd, yes.
He has a beautiful voice. Like,
Beautiful. And I wish I knew the other artist, but it has another artist. So that's who I really like in it, is the featured artist, yeah.
It's like, I came for The Weeknd, but I stayed for this other
yes.
artist. Awesome. Well, we'll have it when I list it. We'll have the featuring by her or the other vocalist. Thank you so much for that. The third song I want to recommend is by one of my all-time favorite bands. It's "Spank Through" by Nirvana, which, Nirvana, everybody knows, like, smells like Teen Spirit, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, if I were to, if someone wanted to get into Nirvana and they're like, what's one song that can get me into them and sort of encapsulate the band as a whole? I'd have to go with "Spank Through." It's very under the radar, but it's everything I love about Nirvana. It's sort of, has, Kurt Cobain's like beautiful melodic singing and whatnot. It gets really heavy and grungy. The lyrics themselves, I mean, well, I'll let y'all figure out what the song's about, if you can even decipher what he's saying, but just everything about it goes from like grungy, kind of melodic. The lyrics themselves are sort of like poking fun at like sort of 80s ballads and whatnot. It's sort of a parody of it, and so I think it's a perfect encapsulation of Nirvana as a whole, and I think the song just goes hard AF personally. But yeah, what you got next?
I'll skip this song and go to one of the movies, Apocalypto.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Great movie. It is in another language, so you have to read the subtitles. And it's 95%
very long. Of our audience is like, nope.
But it's a great movie. I just loved everything, the action, the meaning behind it. It's all just a wonderful time during the watch of it.
Yeah, Apocalypto, that's one of those movies I saw as a kid, and I'm surprised I loved it as a kid, because you don't think like when I saw it, like I think that's 2006, something like that.
Yeah. Very old, but before its time type movie.
Yeah, it was amazing. Apocalypto, I'm glad you checked that out. Or shouting, that's a great movie. The next song I want to recommend, the fourth song I want to recommend, or multiple songs, but it's going to be number 4 here, is 12:30 by the Mamas and Papas. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I heard this for the first time in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie, but that's the scene where this song plays is like one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in a theater with a big screen. It's perfect. What can I say about this song? I feel like I'm not worthy to talk about the Mamas and Papas in 12:30. It's like, what's this dude with all these little knickknacks I'm talking about? But it's just a great song. I think a great example of just like sort of like late 60s, early 70s, like, groups that all sing together with combined vocals. I think it's, quite frankly, a perfect song. And I mean, I'm going to stop talking right there, because I feel like I'm just going to ramble on, I'm going to start talking about Dragon Ball Z or something. But just listen to 12:30 by the Mamas and Papas. Great song. That's one thing I do love about movies, is when they do have good soundtracks, great soundtracks, because it's new music that you can listen to, and you can re-experience that movie or something else, That's cinema, bro. That's cinema. Like when everything comes, the sound, the visuals, it works. So gorgeous. One of my favorites is Toes by Glass Animals in the beginning of Taken 3. And they're like, the camera is, above the city, and it's just moving around. It's like, and I'm like,
Yes, start me for this. Somebody about to get kidnapped, but
Yes.
I'm here for it.
We'll add that as an extra recommendation. Like a little star. Boop.
My next movie, Pay It Forward.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment. Yeah.
I was going through something, and my sister told me to watch it, and I watched it. And we probably won't touch on it, but angel numbers. Speaking of, C333.
Oh.
3, the kid, he goes, it's about a kid that wants to pay things forward and help others. And with that help of that other person, hopefully that person will go help someone else and pass it along. And it helped a lot. It was a very touching, sad, heartfelt movie. But we need to get back to that with this society because people don't give or care anymore,
Yeah, that's what I say, man. Like, people want to change the entire world and think they have to do a lot. It's like, just be nice to your common person,
darling.
You change someone's life by just being a kind person.
Spread love.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Pay It Forward, y'all. Check it out. It's Haley Joel Osment. Nice, thank you for that. Now, we talk about this very nice movie now. The 5th song is called Getting Hot by the Runaways. I love the Runaways. I feel like a lot of people know them, but they're still like very underrated because they don't only know like, Cherry Bomb or California Paradise. Yeah, California Paradise. But Getting Hot. This song is so heavy. It's only available as like a live track off of their Live from Japan album, I believe. But bro, like the chorus, it's like the heaviest thing. It's amazing, and this song it just kicks ass, dude. Getting Hot by the Runaways. Check it out. You're not gonna regret it. Especially if you love heavy music. It might just you're like, I didn't know they could do that. Check it out, please.
Good. Another song. I don't know the name. We'll probably tag it. It was in American Dad, and he went to the concert looking for Meg, and he found her, and he was trying to get her to leave.
Family Guy.
No, American Dad.
American Dad. Okay. You said Meg. She's from Family Guy.
Okay. What's the daughter's name? Francine? No, that's the mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you're.
We know it. Yeah, the hippie girl.
It's the same creator. Yeah.
The music starts playing and he hears the artist singing at the concert and he like just falls in love, and it was such an angelic voice. It was just so magical. My last one is Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
That's the Smiths?
Yes, the Smiths.
Nice.
Okay, I should have wrote the
And
artist
so
down.
that song is in the show?
No, it's not in the show. That's just my last recommendation.
Oh, Everybody Wants to. Okay, nice.
Everybody wants to rule the world because they do, and it's like, why?
Yeah, I don't want to rule the world. That's busy. Okay.
Everybody wants to control. It's like, just sit back, relax, let go.
Exactly. Check that out, y'all. American Dad 2 is a pretty good show. I like it. But all right, the last song I want to recommend is "Chariot Chugel" by T-Rex. T-Rex Mark Bolan. I probably mispronounced that, but very catchy. Like all the songs he wrote are pretty great. And Chariot Chugel, the chorus, the way he sings it, and just the instrumentation, I think is like amazing. And it's just like a really fun song. You hear it, it's kind of like you're in the groove, and then it's just really cool. So I think you'll check that out, and that'll be really great. And well, those are my 6 songs, but I believe you have one more thing you want to recommend.
Yes. What is today's date?
Today's date is let me discreetly look at my phone.
May
9th. May 9th.
May 9th.
Yeah.
So this book is Affirmations and Meditations for a Peaceful Year.
Go ahead and display it real good. Be like, yo.
Today's affirmation is suffering is not your destiny. Ease is. Great book.
One more time, so it's called Ancestors Said.
Ancestors said.
Yo. When I recommend something, 50-50, take it or leave it. When Michael recommends something, you better check it out, dude.
You bet your butt.
All right, well, thank you so much for those recommendations.
Yes.
I can't wait to check out some of those. I know the audience can't, but thank you so much for that. And are you ready to check out some of your work now? Look over some footage?
I am, yes.
All right, awesome. Well, stick around, y'all. It's going to come up shortly, okay?
All right.
That was smooth. Perfect. All right, and we're back. Michael, you ready to look at some clips now?
I am.
All right, groovy. Well, I believe the first one we're going to look at is from 2:32 a.m. Are you excited?
Scared.
Scared? All right, awesome. Well, in that case, we'll go ahead and start it up, and we'll talk about it afterwards, okay?
All right.
All right, let's do this. All right, that's absolutely wonderful. For the audience back home, if y'all couldn't tell, Michael was the one with the very lovely hat in there, so that's awesome. All right, well, so first off, just what are your memories of making that movie? Obviously, some context. That's how me and Michael met. It was a short film I wrote and directed, and he starred as a ghoul. So, yeah, what do you remember of that?
It was a great experience. When zombies die, or when people die and turn to zombies, it's like shows have them as not distorted, but raggedy and things like. It's like sometimes you can die, at a fancy restaurant or looking good. You don't have to be in, messed up clothes.
Yeah, I love that. And so, like, preparing to be a ghoul, was that some thinking that you did as far as like your wardrobe and whatnot? Did you give some backstory? Like, okay, well, maybe he came into this world or he became a member of the undead wearing this sort of thing. Like, did you, or was it just like, oh, it's a zombie, I'm just gonna go whatever?
Went with it's a zombie, whatever, but since me just overall being a leader type thing, I was like, I want to also kind of look like the main zombie or like the zombie that might be able to talk.
Yeah, and it's perfect because that 3 shot of the 3 of y'all, you're in the middle and you stand out with the hat, so I think that worked perfectly. And I want to ask, again, as a goal, like having to move in, like you had some blood on your face, like how is it for you? Like, is it easy to sort of get out of your comfort zone? Like, okay, I'm gonna act like with my face, being all like, is that easy for you to do, or does it take some doing to like mentally get out of your comfort zone to like be comfortable doing that?
It was difficult with face, but with body, I was like, you're just kind of dragging yourself, and you see I even hid my one arm, so I was like a one-handed zombie.
Yeah.
But we are using our mouth anyway, so it's like, I'm going to chew you with these teeth rather than this arm. So there was no need to have that extra arm. And it was fun seeing the clips and trying to do it and seeing the other zombies, how they interacted to kind of get an idea of how I should be moving and being that zombie, because everybody else did a great job.
Yeah, everybody was great.
Especially, was Christian with his distortion, or what do you call that?
Oh, the contortion.
The contortion, man.
It was really great. And sort of reading the script and seeing the end product, like, are you able to change it at all to where like I'm looking at a zombie, or is it constantly like I'm looking at myself waddling? Like, is it?
It's probably a balance. You can see how I was seeing myself. I'm like, I think I did good.
You did a great job. I can't stress this enough. All right, awesome. Well, that was the 2:32 a.m. clip. Are you ready to go on the cast party now?
Yeah.
All right, Groovy, some context. Do you want to tell the audience who your character was, or what it is? Like maybe a brief log line. Cast Party is another movie I wrote and directed. Sorry about nepotism. It is what it is. But
I played Eugene, and it's funny. I was a character with a husband, so it kind of just came as a natural to have having that character feel, knowing what to do and seeing everything go on, and being a people person in the movie, and having the home be where I had everybody come over to
have the cast
have the cast party.
Yeah, exactly, because Eugene's character, rather lavish. He's pretty stacked. I guess we sort of played with the idea that his husband is like very wealthy and whatnot, so he's benefiting from that. But cast party, local theater, they decide to have a party at Eugene's house, or his compound rather, and he's the owner of it, so he's very like affable and benevolent and whatnot. And I think this first clip is going to demonstrate that, him talking to the group and whatnot. And so, are you ready to check it out?
Let's get it.
All right, let's do it. Here's the clip.
By the way, this is a really lovely location. It's yours, correct?
Yes. Well, kind of, sort of. It's my husband. He owns the property. But he's not on a trip in Georgia right now.
Oh, very cool. He must own a few places like this, I assume.
He does. He rents them out to people often.
Oh my god, you're not having to pay him to have us here, right?
Oh, no. He thought about it, though.
Cute line. All right, perfect. So walk me through that, because you're an actor, you have a camera looking at you, a bunch of crew members, audio, and then you have like 13 other actors around you. Like, how is that? Was that easier? Was it harder?
It's harder knowing that you don't want to mess up. And you don't want to mess your lines. You want to remember your lines. You want to get the acting down packed, especially with other great actors around you. You're like, okay, how should I act? How should I portray myself within this scene? But it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, obviously, I'm glad. Like, I'm okay. Thank goodness. And how is it? Because I want to ask. Because the way we shot it, if you recall, it was a bunch of like long takes. There wasn't a whole bunch of cutting. There weren't close-ups and whatnot. So I think if I remember correctly, that shot lasts about like 8 minutes. Obviously, we cut it down, but how was that as an actor? Like, do you prefer, like, having worked on other film sets and other film programs, like, do you prefer, like, okay, let's do like a shorter take, or does it help with your character work at all? Like, if you have a longer take because like you're staying in that character, like, how is it for you? Is there a difference at all?
Not a difference when it comes to maybe having to remember your cue, to remember the line that you come after, especially if it's not an action going on, rather than it's just speech. It's like, okay, I have to listen so I can cue myself in. But having that long waiting time, it kind of soothes out the nervousness because everyone else is actually doing a job right now.
Yeah.
And while you're sitting there waiting for them to finish, it's like, okay, I have to prepare myself because my line is coming. And boom, your line is here, and it's like action.
Okay, that's brilliant. Well,
rather than it being, action, okay, go. It's like, wait, it's I'm coming, let's go.
Yeah, I got you. Perfect. Well, all right, well, obviously we're going to stay on Casper. We'll talk about it more. That was a brilliant first clip. Now we'll watch a second, and it's a special clip because it's your long monologue and whatnot. So.
My first one.
Yeah, your first long monologue. Yeah, this is exciting. So we'll go in and pull up that second clip now and check it out, okay?
All right.
How many NFL players do you know?
Do you watch football?
No, not really.
Well, I do.
Get him, Eugene.
So because you can't name any, does that mean the NFL isn't worth anything? Does everything hinge on only what you know? Let me ask you this. Can you sing and dance like the Broadway actors that do it day after day, night after night, for a whole month straight, maybe even more? Doubt it. Can they film a scene with multiple technical intricacies in a way that's discreet and natural? Maybe not all. Can anybody fix the toilet the way the plumber did after I flooded the out of mine after having Tex-Mex? Doubt it. Respecting other people's craft goes a long way, sir. Nobody's better than anybody. Popularity doesn't mean better, nor does niche. Only what you like. That's what matters.
And I doubt anybody's passionate about cleaning out of a toilet.
Okay, and maybe not. But who are we to say if they are or not?
Yay.
All right, awesome. So, a little story about this that leads into a question I'll never forget. I think you're like the first actor I reached out to because I was like, hey, I want Michael for Eugene. I'll never forget when you got back to me after reading the script, you're like, Aaron, I was looking at the script, I was okay, where are all my lines? And you're like, and then I come across this big old damn monologue, and like, if I'm not mistaken, I think you were a little intimidated, or maybe you're just like, what? But as the audience can see, as I could see, you absolutely killed it. So, what was that like? Having a big monologue, and as you said, it was kind of like your first. Like, how did you prepare for it, and did it prove to be as difficult as you thought it would be, or was it easier?
On set, it was difficult with certain parts because I'd like put a sentence before the other one, or like switch the sentences or something. But overall, studying it and learning it, I went to KD, and one of the teachers had us do a certain type of write the first letter of each word down. And so all you would see when trying to remember the line is the first letter. Okay. So you'll remember the word just by seeing the letter. So that really helped me remember everything. But on set, it was, like I said, it came naturally, even though I was like switching sentences, but it was good.
No, that's really great. And I want to ask, like, how are you as an actor able to sort of like make a monologue your own? Like, do you work with the director like a lot? Do you like working with the director, or would you prefer to just like, okay, here's my monologue, let me put my own like spin on it? Like, where does that lie with you? Do you prefer like a director like kind of hammering like, okay, this line you need to say it like this and that, or do you prefer having a little more freedom?
I prefer someone telling me what to do rather than if it's a big monologue like that, so I can tweak it and give it to them or serve it to them, and they let me know how I did. Yeah. So I can readjust, or if it was good, I want that feedback. Yeah.
Okay, that's really,
that helps a lot.
Yeah, and again, that monologue, Because what time did we film that? We filmed that pretty late. I
That
want to say that was
was-
like 5 a.m.
I was
6
about to say
a.m..
that was one of the long nights.
Yeah, that was the long
The
night.
long
I was like,
night.
yeah, and so how is that like filming things out of order at really late at night? I mean, because you're having to, face the battle of like within like okay, oh, I need to stay awake. Like how does that happen? Because you need to like be focusing on your physical shape and whatnot, but then you're also having to worry about that. Like how is that a difficult challenge to overcome?
With the crew and cast and you being the person there, it wasn't difficult.
Okay.
Knowing greatness is coming from it and knowing that we're putting hard work towards it, it wasn't difficult. Now, if it was something like, I don't want to be here or something like that, maybe it would be difficult because the energy, the aura around everything wasn't, correct. But I haven't dealt with that.
Okay. I hope you never do. I hope you always have great experiences
Thank
because
you.
you're a great person. You make sure you match it. That's good. And so how all did you rehearse? So you mentioned sort of studying technique, but and even aside from just this, like what is your preparation? Like how do you?
I think with that one, I had some friends come by and
Nice.
go over lines with me. If I remember, it's been a while. It's so funny how it's still recent, but it feels so long ago.
It's the pandemic years.
Yes.
It's 2 years, but because of the pandemic, it feels like 10.
Yes. So I had some people come over and help me out with those.
Okay, Griffin. All right, well, again, it was an absolutely great monologue, and I loved how, reaction to, because Devin Tillis, who plays Austin, I feel like he kind of gave you something to work with. Like, I mean, it's great when he says that, like, kind of like cold-blooded line where it's like, I doubt people, are passionate about blah, blah,
Yeah.
and you can kind of see your reaction. Like, it feels so natural because, like, you're going off of him and whatnot, and do you find that to be,
Yes.
like, a plus, like, reacting with somebody as
Very.
opposed to, well, I'm just going to do my lines, blah, blah, like,
It's very helpful because of that energy and that feedback just between those two characters. It's not like when someone's helping you, as a friend, it's not the energy you're going to get on set.
Yeah.
It's that actual person with what they're offering to give you that you can give back to.
yeah, it's great. And again, like, audience doesn't even know the context, but they see y'all's interaction. They know, like, okay, Devin Tillis is Austin. It's probably this type of character. Eugene's probably that. And it's absolutely amazing. And, well, I think we have our last clip. You ready to check this out?
Let's see what it is.
All right, let's check it out, dude. Excited.
Sure are a lot of stars out tonight. Sure are. There's the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. And there's Orion. I haven't seen this many stars since my honeymoon.
Was that a part of the? I don't
I think
remember.
it was in the script, like, Eugene trips. But, we laugh at it, but, like, it's, again, going back, I'm almost certain that was the longest take, because I want to say that's like a 10-minute unbroken shot of everybody just going on stage. It's crazy. But something you did, like, you stumbled, which, okay, we can admit was a folly. It wasn't a part of the script, like, but it's great because you kept going on, and that's good. And I mean, I feel like that's sort of an important thing, like, 'cause, sometimes people are like, it needs to be perfect, and, like, we all make mistakes, and that's okay. You just keep going, and it made the final cut because everything still worked.
Right.
And so is that something, like, do you lend yourself that freedom to, like, when you're acting, like, okay, I'm just gonna go until they say cut, or do you sort of, like, shut down, like, oh no, I made a mistake, like, you're so into, like, being perfect that you can't afford to make a mistake, like? I think that was a question. I was like, I rambled. I don't think
Both. One, sometimes I'll stumble and I'm like, oh snap, I messed up. But then other parts, of course, that was a stumble. It's like, oh yeah, just keep going. It's whether they cut it out or keep it. It's like, I'm not gonna make a scene of this to overlong, that's mess up. Just keep going so the next person can go.
Yeah, that's really
Michelle Williams, she's part of Destiny's Child. She's one of the people I look up to, and she's clumsy. So
Oh.
she falls and does everything. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm just like her. But she worked with Beyonce, so it's, you know, look.
She was in the same room as Beyonce.
Exactly.
Bro. Like,
You know, my favorite song is Fergie. You got me tripping. You got me stumbling. You
Yo.
know, clumsy because I'm not falling in love, but I'm clumsy.
the
So-
audience is watching. It's like, yes, finally someone we can relate to. That's great. And so going back to that, so your character, so in that brief moment, you're sort of playing a character and whatnot. And, you know, so I want to ask about like your process as far as, you know, getting the backstory for your character and understanding, because, you know, they're playing an actual play. Like in the movie, there's an actual play that they've all like become. And so your preparation as an actor, do you go deep like into like beyond what's in the script? Do you try to like understand everything, or do you just like, okay, the script says I do these lines, I'm just gonna do it? Or do you try to like go that extra mile of like understanding every single thing that like beyond the subtext and whatnot?
I'll say, so with 2:32 a.m., remember I did look up both of those movies.
Carnival of Souls, which apparently has a sequel that Michael pointed out. I was like, oh, because I wanted to sort of pay homage to Carnival of Souls in certain parts.
Yeah, so with that, I did go deeper. But of course, with this one, I didn't go deep. But with that character having been you that I was
I played the
portraying, it
character.
was kind of like a you did it, and I'm like, oh, I see what he did. You repeated the lines. I'm like, okay, got it.
Yeah, and I just want to ask, because you know it's on stage or whatever. Have you performed on stage?
No.
You haven't? Oh, okay, you're like,
Want to,
God,
but it's with not being able to edit and having to improv and know everything and be on it. I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, groovy. And I guess sort of a final question to sort of wrap up, you know, all the clips and whatnot, and just that, like, do you, having, you know, with those experiences and whatnot, how have they like shaped you? Like, do you feel better prepared moving forward? Because obviously that was a very amateur thing, so you can't, it's not really comparable to like a professional shoot, but like.
That was amateur? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, thank you. But what do you feel ultimately you gain from these projects or whatever? Like that help, like.
Experience. I just finished another film, and it kind of started off rough, but she was kind of beating herself up. But it's like I was just being there. I was positive. I'm like, it's okay because greatness is going to come from this.
Definitely.
And I didn't say this to her, but I was like, you're giving these people an opportunity to gain experience, to learn more, to be around other actors and build something for themselves and other people. So it's a great experience to be able to do that on set and learn more. You know, what was her name? Abigail. You know, she's a great actress. So she was even teaching me things and continuity and everything like that. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that because, you know, you're amazing and whatnot.
Thank you.
Whole experience, you know.
Yeah.
We got through the pandemic. You know, we did that in the pandemic. It's absolutely
Mind
wild.
you, that was a wild time with the 6 feet and listen, I love this man, okay? I always wanted to hug him.
Likewise.
He is very kind. He is a great soul. And not being able to hug him during the pandemic was torture to me. Because I don't want to say he was beating himself up, but you know, with projects, it's a hard thing. And he's a great person. He did a great job.
Thank you.
And he deserves a lot.
Hey, say what y'all will about that. Say what y'all will about those movies, but hey, they're award-winning films officially, right? Both award-winning films, dude. So we're officially a part of films that have won awards. So nothing can ever take that away from us. Heck yeah, dude. Well, alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Michael. You know, for coming here and allowing myself and the audience to watch your footage. It's absolutely amazing. I wish you the best in your career always. And I think we're going to wrap it up, and that'll be it for today. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you,
Aaron.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all next week. Okay.
Have
You
a
take
good
care.
one.
Boop. I winked at the camera trying to look cool. I'm like, wink. All right, that was absolutely amazing. Those clips are good.